Yep.
Hello.
Thanks.
Yeah,
All
right.
good.
Sky, if you want to kick us off.
Wayne, good to see you. First of all, easy one. Team news going into this weekend?
Yeah, everyone's fit. Everyone's available for selection. So, no new injuries. Jack Maria is obviously doing his rehab with the club still. So, but in terms of from the last game, everyone's fit.
Can you give us an idea, talk us through how we've got to where we are today? Because we're led to believe that you'll be in charge tomorrow. Will you be playing? What's brought about this change of heart to you being the man, so to speak?
Yeah, I think obviously for the two previous games, the four of us obviously done it together and was preparing a team, picking a team together. We felt that it needed one voice, one person to do that, to make the decisions on the team, on the starting team, and on obviously the subs coming into the game. And we felt I was the right man for that. So that's where we're at. It's obviously exciting for me to do that. It's management is something I've always stressed I want to go into. So it's an opportunity for me to try and pick the right team together as a positive result.
And is it your feeling that it's too big a job to be able to play as well as manage at the same time?
I think so. I think obviously I played the last game, but if I'm making decisions on who plays the game and who doesn't play the game, and obviously the preparation of the team, then I wouldn't be able to give it my full attention and still be part of the game. So I won't be involved in the game tomorrow. I'll be focusing on getting the team right to play the game.
Steve McLaren's obviously returned to the club. I think this will be his fifth spell in various guises with Derby. Obviously, you know him well from your time with England as well. What does he bring?
Yeah, well, I know Steve, obviously, as you said, from working with him with England. He brings obviously a lot of experience. He brings a lot of knowledge to us, and I'm inexperienced at this role. I'm confident in my ability to do this job, but there will be times when I need to lean on Steve and get advice. I'm not naive enough to think I know everything on my first day, if you like, in this role. So Steve will be really helpful to myself, but not only myself, to the other coaches.
Over the last few days as well, obviously we've heard about the path out of lockdown, the tier system, fans being allowed to return in some parts of the country. I know some people in football have talked about it there being a competitive disadvantage. Where do you sit on this? Do you agree with that sentiment, or do we think for the wider good of the game, you've got to have fans back?
Yeah, I certainly think if we can get any fans into any stadiums at the moment, then it will benefit football. It will benefit the people watching on TV, and obviously the fans who are lucky enough to get into the stadium and watch the game live. So I don't think it will be a massive advantage to teams who can have fans in the stadiums, and it'd just be nice to actually play football in front of a crowd again.
And obviously Wycombe coming up tomorrow. How big an opportunity is this for you, for Derby, to kickstart the season and start going in the right direction?
Yeah, and I think I said to the players this morning, we have to look at this as the season starts now. We know we haven't performed to the level and the ability we've got in the squad. So it's an opportunity to try and get 3 points, of course. We've got 2 home games, Wycombe and Coventry, on Tuesday. So we have to pick up points. It's as simple as that. We can't keep, there's been times where we've played nice football and lost the game, or we've drew the game. The result is all that matters tomorrow. It's not about performance. Of course, it'd be nice if we perform well, but the result is all that matters tomorrow, and the players know that. And there'll be an opportunity for players to obviously get a run in the team if they perform.
Final question from me, because I know there's plenty of other people on this call as well. Obviously, the sad news that Diego Maradona passed away earlier this week, Frank Lampard spoken about him as being somebody he admired and idolised growing up. Your thoughts on somebody who played your position when you started out in your career as well?
Yeah, I think he played my position a bit better than I did. So no, but it's a sad day for football. I was shocked when I seen the news, and I think he's an inspiration to football players, young kids all over the world, who not just the things he's won, but the way he played the game, with a smile on his face and entertaining people. So I've met him quite a few times, and he's always been great with me when I've met him also. So it's just a sad day for football, and I think he'll be remembered in the right way, I'm sure.
Thanks a lot for your time, Wayne.
Hi Wayne, it's Colin here from the BBC. You talked about when you talked about the decision that you would take charge. You talked about it as a group decision. Can you just take us through the factors that led to choosing you rather than Liam or someone else to lead the team this weekend?
Yeah, I think, as I said, we discussed it and we felt it needed one voice rather than four voices or two voices, and yeah, we decided that I was the best man to do that. So it's sometimes with the four you have different opinions, but I think for the players, it was important that the players had one voice. The players knew exactly who was picking the team and why they were picking the team, and the players who aren't going to start the game knew why they weren't starting the game. So they had someone they could speak to. Of course, we were all there for them to speak to if needed, but now they know they've got that clarity, and I'm picking a team, I'm leaving players out of the game, and I'll give them the reasons why that is. So that they know someone's taking responsibility for picking the team, but also for the performances.
How much of a role did Steve take in the conversation? Was he part of that decision-making process at all?
Yeah, I think obviously we've spoke to Steve every day since he's been in, and he was part of that conversation. So I think the decision was made. It has been made, and we just have to look forward and prepare for the game tomorrow.
You're clearly ambitious. You've said that. Have you had conversations yet about the long term at Derby and the possibilities?
Well, I think tomorrow is so important for us. We have to focus on tomorrow. We can't focus on what happens in the long term just yet. There will be conversations, obviously, on that, but the focus has to be on tomorrow. We can't look too far ahead. It wouldn't be fair on the players to be looking, what happens in the next few weeks. I think we have to solely focus on tomorrow's game, and then, of course, the new owners will be done, I'm sure, in the next few days. So once that is complete, there will be conversations, obviously, and we see where that goes. But we have to focus on tomorrow.
Yeah, there's two elements to that, isn't there? Because there's one for the club, and there is one for you, in that you could see it as an audition tomorrow, a little bit.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't sit here and say I'm auditioning myself for the job. This football club deserves better than that, and deserves better than someone saying, "Oh, they're having an audition." I think we're in a difficult moment. We all know that, and whatever happens in the future, the importance of this game for us as a group of players, for this football club, for the fans, is huge. So we have to focus on that.
Just lastly from me, will Wayne Rooney, the manager, miss the ability to send on Wayne Rooney, the player?
Yeah, of course. I think, but as I said before, this is what I want to do. This is what I see myself doing. So as much as I'd like to, or as much as you'd like to carry on playing for as long as you can. But there becomes a point where you have to make a decision, and tomorrow certainly I think it's the right decision. I'll give my full attention to managing the team and not lose sight or focus on that by taking part in the game.
Thank you. Cheers.
Hi Wayne, Mark from ITV here. Hope you're well.
Right.
Since you took over via committee or yourself, and you've spoken about getting advice from Steve McLaren, I wonder if you've spoken to Sir Alex at the moment, or if that's something that you'd consider, bearing in mind how long you may well be in charge. Is that an option open to you, do you feel?
Yeah, I think, of course, I haven't spoken to Sir Alex at the moment, but I think, as I said before, I'm a young manager, if you like, in terms of experience, and it'd be naive of me not to seek that advice from the managers I've worked with, but also managers I haven't worked with. So the more advice you can get on certain things, the better. But as I said, I'm confident in my own ability to do this role. I believe in myself to do this role. So, but again, you can never get too much advice.
If you or the prospective new owners decided that the club needed your influence on the pitch, is it a possibility that Steve McLaren could take over as interim manager in the short or long term? Has that discussion been had?
No, that discussion hasn't been had, and obviously Steve's come in as a technical director for the club, but as far as I'm aware, none of them discussions have taken place. So yeah, as I said, there's a lot going on with the club, and obviously in terms of takeover, but all we can focus on now is tomorrow's game, and my job is to make sure the players are ready for that.
Question on the game this weekend. We're only 13 matches in, of course, but 6 adrift at the bottom. Is it too soon to describe this as a relegation battle, or do you think that could be a helpful motivation for your players?
Well, we're not where we want to be. I think we're bottom of the league. We're there for a reason, because we haven't been good enough. We need to score more goals, that's clear. We need to take more risks in the final third of the pitch. I think that's clear. So it's on us now to refocus. I think preparing the team to give them the best opportunities to do that, and go and express themselves. I think it's important that the players feel they have that freedom to express themselves and to take chances in the game. But I think also it's important that we start keeping clean sheets, because we haven't kept enough.
Just a final one on the fans, something you've touched on already. In a few weeks' time, you'll likely play 2 away games where there's a strong possibility that they'll have fans there. I'm just wondering if it's going to be difficult or a strange thing for the players to adapt to, having played since March, really, without any supporters in the ground, and just getting used to that and how that feels, and being able to hear everyone, and then playing in front of maybe 2,000. It's not going to be quite the same, but is it going to be a strange thing to adapt to, do you think?
No, I think it's brilliant. I think the players will enjoy that. I think I'm certainly looking forward to fans being back in the stands, and you might correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the first game we can play in with fans in will be Millwall away. So what a great challenge for the players to go to Millwall with fans there and get a result.
Excellent. All the best, Wayne. Thank you.
Hello, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne.
If things go well, Wayne, and you continue on this path and Derby win games, is there a possibility that you've played your last game of professional football?
I think that possibility is there, of course. As I've stated, I want to do this job. I want to go into management. But as I keep saying, I know it's probably not the answer you want to hear, but as I keep saying, the focus is on Saturday. The new owners are not yet in the club, although, as I said before, the day's away from finalising. So I have to focus on the game tomorrow. But I'm sure in the near future I'll be able to answer that question in a better way for you.
Days away from the takeover being completed is something we've heard, and the fans are desperate for news as well. And then we might get clarification on the permanent manager. You have belief in your own abilities, but do you think, given Derby's predicament at the moment, that it's a role for someone with experience and someone that has experience of taking clubs away from danger in the Championship?
I think it's a role for the best person, and The person who, I think that person has to have a strong belief in themselves and be confident, which of course I am. And you can look at experienced managers also who have done great jobs at other clubs, but also who haven't done great jobs at other clubs with a lot of experience. So it's a decision I'm sure everyone at the club won't take lightly in terms of the permanent manager. But again, that's in the future. We have to stick to the game tomorrow and focus.
On the game tomorrow, Liam Rosenior said on the Middlesbrough defeat that it's now time for fighters at Derby. You can forget about quality and technique. It's about 11 players that want to fight for this football club. Will that impact your team selection tomorrow?
I think it's about the squad, not just the 11 players. We have to utilise the squad. The players, they do have to fight. They have to win battles. They have to win second balls. There's no denying that. We can bombard the players with tactical stuff in this moment in time, because I feel we're not at that stage where we can do that. We're not in a good run of form, so we almost have to go back to basics and get the basics right, winning second balls, winning headers, winning challenges, but also having a freedom about ourselves when we're attacking. So we have to fight, we have to battle. The Wycombe game will be that, so we're ready for that.
Lastly, for me, Wayne, it's been quite you could say quite the 2 years at Derby. It's been quite the 2 weeks. Philip Cocu's departure, 4-man interim team, Steve McLaren coming in. Now you as the sole voice. Just how much is all of this instability affecting things at Moor Farm at the moment, and also the players who just seem to be going from one voice to another?
Yeah, well, I think, as I said before, I think the good thing for the players now is they have someone they can come to. They have a voice. They know exactly who's picking the team. They know exactly why they're left out of the team, and they've got that figurehead, if you like, who they can come and speak to with any issues. So I think in the near future, there needs to be a decision made. I'm sure that decision will be made as soon as it can be. But for now, the players know I'm in charge for the game, and they'll know what I want of them come tomorrow, and we have to make sure we're ready to try and get 3 points.
Thanks, Wayne. All the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
Wayne, sorry.
Go on, Moose.
Hi, Wayne. How are you?
I am good, thanks.
Good. Can you just clarify, is this just one game or 1 month you being in charge?
I think we're focusing on the game tomorrow, as I've said. So it's that's what we're looking at, and beyond that I'll speak to Stephen Peters, to Steve McLaren, and to the new owners once that is finalised, on where we go from there. But the focus has to be on tomorrow. We can't look too far ahead.
But I mean, don't you want to know whether or not, or haven't you asked yet, whether or not you're going to have a period of time whereby even you'll be in charge come the transfer window, which is only a month away, and then maybe you could ring up people, at Man United and Everton, like Frank did when he was in charge, and get players on loan from clubs you've been at before. I mean, we're quite close to that window now, aren't we?
Yeah, I think, as I said to you, discussions will take place. It's not right for the discussions to take place yesterday or today or tomorrow, because we've got a huge game to prepare for tomorrow. But there will be discussions beyond that, and obviously I can't answer that question for you now. But once them discussions have took place and there's some clarity on what we're doing, then I'll be able to answer that better for you. But the focus has to be on tomorrow, nothing else.
So you might be able to going forward, getting young players from Premier League clubs to help you out.
I think we're still a bit away from that, and obviously preparation. We've got a good recruitment team here who well advanced in what we need to come in January. They give us great options of which players are available in January. And I'm not going to sit here and start saying I'm going to phone Ole Gunnar Solskjaer up and start looking for some of his players. So the focus is solely on tomorrow and not looking to 2 months away.
When we did your press conference a couple of weeks ago, I asked you about whether that was the beginning of the end of your playing career. I know you're not playing tomorrow, but at some point down the line, do you think you will actually be a player manager, or genuinely are you effectively hanging up your boots today?
No, if I'm managing the team and if I'm doing that on a longer scale, then I don't feel it's possible for me to manage and play. So of course that is a possibility. If I'm not managing the team and I'm part of a coaching staff or whatever it is, I'm not part of a coaching staff, then I'll continue to play. But if I'm asked to manage the team on a full-time basis, then of course that will be the end of my playing days, yeah.
How much are you looking for the team tomorrow to give you something, to give you a sign that they want to play for you by winning the game, but also putting in a good performance in winning the game?
Well, I want to see a reaction from the last game. We weren't good enough, myself included in that. My performance weren't good enough, and I want to see a positive reaction. I've spoke to the players today. I've dropped myself, obviously, from the game. But the players need to know. They need they need to feel the game tomorrow. They need to feel this is a massive game. They need to show the energy. They need to show the fight, the determination, and not think too much about the game. Play. Do what they do best. Play football. Enjoy it. Enjoy the challenge. It will be a tough game. There will be tackles to win. There will be headers to win. Or enjoy it. Enjoy the challenge, because if you enjoy the challenge, you will get a good result.
And my final question is, it's not a jokey or flippant one, although it might seem it at first, but you have got managerial experience because you managed England at Soccer Aid. When I spoke to Frank Lampard, when I spoke to Frank Lampard before he managed Derby for the first time, we spoke about that moment where the team go over the white line, but you don't. You have to sit back and you have to believe the team will carry out your instructions. To a certain extent, you've kind of got that one moment of experience, haven't you, whereby you send out people to do what you want them to do?
No, it's completely different. And I'm not saying that it's completely different. And I think the experience I have is I've had obviously a long playing career. I've worked with some of the best managers around in the game. And I study the game. I'm not someone who just plays a game and goes home and doesn't think about the game. I watch games, I study the game. I study how the opposition play, how we play, and I try and figure out the best way to beat the opposition. And that'll be the same tomorrow. I've always done that throughout my career. I've prepared for this moment, and that preparation will help me pick the best team for tomorrow, who I feel can win the game.
Good luck, Wayne. Good luck.
Just move it into the writtens now, Steve.
Yeah, okay. Wayne, just going quickly back to the squad, you mentioned that everyone from the other night is available. I take it Martin Waghorn's okay then, is he? Didn't he take a knock in the back in the first half at Middlesbrough? Yeah,
Waggy took a knock in the back, and he's trained today. He's available to play the game tomorrow.
Okay, and Christian Bielik's not been involved in the last two squads. He has played for the 23s, as you told us. Will he be in the squad?
Christian's trained well today, and obviously I don't want to give team news away or give any information away, but he's trained well. He'll be in the travelling squad, whether or not he starts the game or he's on the bench. We'll wait and see, but he will be with the squad who not travel but who reports tomorrow.
Is there any update on Jordan Ibe?
Jordan's trained really well, actually. He was off last time I spoke to you. He had a slight illness, then he had a slight illness again. He's got over that, and he's trained fantastic. in the last few days. He's back training with the team. He obviously needs to build and work on his fitness, so that way it will take a little bit of time, but I'm delighted with him coming back in and training with the players and what I've seen. So if we can get him fully fit, he will be a big help and a big plus for us.
There's an under-23 game tonight. I take it that'll be too soon for him?
But Jordan, yeah, he's not playing tonight. In the 23 game, I think we still his fitness in training. But I'm sure that'll be an option within the next week or so. And then we'll see how he goes in that game and then make a decision on whether he's ready to join us.
Yeah, and just finally for me, just going back to the decision that's been made, less than a week ago at Bristol City, you were very influential in an improved team performance. We were a bit unlucky to lose the game. And then on Monday, you told us that you felt the team needed you, your calmness in that kind of midfield role. And now we've got this decision. Is that just not a bit surprising, a bit sudden?
No, well, I think, as I said before, the four of us will make decisions which allowed me to play in the games, and I do think the team needs a calmness in midfield. Now, obviously, I've got the role of picking the team and managing the team, so it wouldn't be fair to the other players for me to take part in the game tomorrow and not be able to give it my full preparation in playing the game. So that's why I've made the decision not to play in the game. But I believe and I trust in the players we have. There's players who can do that role and bring that calmness for us.
Thank you, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne. I was just wondering what Liam's role will be now. Now, you were sort of co-managing before. I know it was a team of four. What will his role be going forward?
Yeah, I think first of all, Liam's a fantastic coach, and obviously we've got Shay and Justin as well. So, as I said, I'll make the decisions on who plays, and I take responsibility for that. But I think it's important Justin, Shay, Liam Rosenior, I feel the preparation of the team in terms of getting the players ready, training, everything which goes on day to day, they will have a big influence and a big impact on the players also. But ultimately, when it comes down to picking the team, I take responsibility for that. So it's, as I say, all the best managers throughout the history of this game, I've leaned on the coaches also, and you need them coaches to obviously get the players ready. Sometimes for a player, the last person you want to speak to is your manager, and you see time and time again where the players build relationships with coaches more than the manager. So it'd be a vital role for all them to play.
In terms of the Middlesbrough game, you look better when you brought Lewis Sibley on. He looked a lot more fluid and helped your movement up front. Has he put himself in line to start? He's had a spell out on the bench. Yeah,
of course he has. I think he had a great chance at Middlesbrough. He normally takes them chances. I think if that goes in, it's a different outcome to the game. But yeah, he's trained well. Also, he's available for tomorrow, and he's up for selection to start the game or be on the bench. So as I said, we're waiting to see what decisions made on that.
How big are these two games, just in the context of them both being at home as well, and they're against teams that are in and around you in the league? Is there extra pressure because of that situation and the scenario the team finds itself in?
The two games are massive. I think there's no getting away from that. Two home games coming up in a short space of time. The players know that, we know that, but our focus is on tomorrow. I believe with the team I'm putting out, we've got the quality and the experience and the know-how to win the game tomorrow. I think that will give the lads a lot of confidence going into the game Tuesday. So, but as I said, we have to focus on tomorrow and making sure we do the job right tomorrow and getting the 3 points.
And just finally from me, obviously you will be coming out of that side. In terms of who drops in, will it be a case of maybe putting someone like a battler like Shinnie in there, or will you try and look to keep that control in terms of how you pass the ball when you and Max are in there?
Yeah, I think we have to wait. Again, I don't want to obviously give any team news away on who's starting the game. But prepare the team for the team know exactly what we want tomorrow and how we want to play, and the players know that. So whether it's someone who's going to take the ball and try and get us playing, or whether it's someone who's going to be box to box and battling and fighting to win second balls and be a nuisance, the way Shinny can do, the way Jason Knight can do, we'll wait and see. But them options are all great options to have for us.
Thanks, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne. Can you hear me okay? You mentioned before that you don't feel you can be a player manager. Now, you don't know what's going to happen in the future, but in your mind, have you already crossed that divide from being a player into being a manager?
For tomorrow, of course. And as I said, it's what I want to do long term. It's what I want to do in the future. And we'll wait and see what happens on that. But for tomorrow, I don't. As I say, I couldn't manage the team and continue to play. It's almost impossible to do that. I wouldn't be doing myself justice. I wouldn't be doing the team justice, or the club, or the fans justice in doing that. So, as I said, I'm making a decision based on the game tomorrow, and I think it's the right decision for me to step away from the team for this game.
Just finally from me, you've made clear that you want to do the job. How difficult would it be for you if you were overlooked for it to then step back into the ranks as a player, because you would always have your own ideas on how the team should play?
Yeah, I think whatever's best for the football club. I think the football club needs some stability at the moment. And as I said before, the new owners will be done in the next few days. And I'm sure that stability will come once the new owners are in. So that's where we're at. If it's me, great. If it's someone else, great. It doesn't matter. But the important thing is that the right decision is made to help this club get out of the mess we're in at the minute.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Wayne. One quick one about Wycombe tomorrow. You've got facing Adebayo Akinfenwa. Is there a specific plan to deal with his physical presence?
Of course, we've analysed Wycombe and the way they play. He's obviously he's a handful. He makes it difficult for defenders to deal with him. But I think tomorrow's about us. We have to focus on our game, in how we want to play, and not focus too much on Wycombe's individual qualities. We have to focus on our qualities, in how we're going to exploit and get the best out of our players tomorrow.
Wayne, do you feel as though the decision that has been made for tomorrow's game is about being fair to you? Because the job's there, the owners will decide who's taking it. You clearly would like it, but if you don't have the chance to manage, you might end up with a string of defeats by your name, which are maybe not a reflection of you as a manager.
Yeah, I think that's football. So no, I'm not worried about that. And I think the important thing is for the players getting that. As I said, knowing exactly who's picking the team, and more importantly for the players who are getting left out of the team, it's important that they have someone they feel they can speak to. The players know they can come and speak to me and ask why they're not in the team, and that's where we're at. I think I'm not worried about my reputation as a manager. We've lost the 2 games which I was involved in with the 4 of us. I'm not worried about that. I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking solely about trying to help us win the game tomorrow.
Have you thought about what your last words will be to the team before they go out tomorrow?
Enjoy it. I think it's important that everyone remembers why we started playing football. You play football for the love of it. We all love playing football. And enjoy the game, enjoy the challenge. Football's a game which should be enjoyed whether you're playing or watching. So that'll be my last message.
Thank you.
Hi, Wayne. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, Wayne. Just an observation more than anything. I was in on this one, as we all were, a week ago when Liam sat next to you and said, well, he was happy as long as the decision-making process meant that the best man was picked. And a week later, you've been picked. So I wondered, did you have to have a word with Liam? Because the feeling you would get would be that he would probably be a bit upset about this, maybe.
No, we've all spoken. As Liam's a big part of this football club. He's a big part, and he's been a big part in the preparation of this game tomorrow. And he's a fantastic coach, as I said before. So it's not that I'm taking charge. I've come in, I've took charge, and completely dismissed Justin, Shay and Liam. They're a massive part of the preparation for this game tomorrow. And you need that. I need that help in the preparation. But ultimately, as I said before, the final decision lies with me. I'm happy to take that responsibility, and I feel I know the team for tomorrow, what we're playing, and I feel I'm happy with the team, and I feel it's the right team to get the result tomorrow.
So he's okay about it?
Yeah, of course. I think listen, we're ambitious young coaches. We want to obviously manage in the future, of course, and I'm sure that's Liam's situation as well. But at the minute, we're doing what we can to help Derby get out of this mess and get off the bottom of the league and start picking up points.
And just finally from me, football fans being what they are, you made reference there to possibly Millwall away being. I just wonder what it must be like with 4,000 Millwall fans singing "You're getting sacked" in the morning.
I've had worse than that, mate. So, no, I just think for football as a whole, to get fans back in the stadium, it creates that atmosphere, it creates that banter. Now I think, of course, the away fans won't be there, but it gives everyone a buzz and a lift. So it's unfortunate for the teams who can't have fans at the stadiums. I get that we all want fans in our stadiums, but if we can get fans into stadiums and watching games and bringing that buzz and that excitement around the stadium on match day, then the quicker, obviously, and the more, I think, the better.
It would bring a smile to your face, that, would it?
Yeah, of course. Football needs the fans. I think everyone knew that anyway, but I think over the last 9 months, whatever it's been, everyone can see in plain sight that football needs fans to bring the energy out of players, to bring different qualities out of players. It needs the fans in the stadiums. So the quicker we can start building them fans up and getting more and more in the stadiums, it'll be great, and it'll be great to see for everyone.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Lovely. Let's wrap it up there, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.